It's Monday and it's very cold. But today we're going to be working on a stag. If you like this kind of stuff. If you don't, can't turn it off for some reason, can't get out of the chair to turn it off, I don't know. If you want to contact me, it's Church House Classic. No, not it's Church House Classics. Church House Classics, it's all one word, at gmail.com. If you fancy supporting the channel or buy me a pint, then there's a PayPal me thing scrolling down here. All donations are gratefully received and thanked personally. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Let's have a look at the interior lights on this thing, because they ain't working properly. Now, what we've basically got, let's adjust the camera here. What we've basically got here is a purple circuit. Everything that's purple is a live feed, all right? So we have live feeds going to the door switches. So rather than this is a Mark 1 stag, rather than the Mark 2 stag, which has an earth through the door switch, and just about every other car I've ever worked with has an earth through the door switch, we have a live feed to the door switch, which then goes back to the main, this fella here, that's the main control switch. So basically, trying to diagnose all this lot here, it becomes a bit of a nightmare, unless you've got a rough idea of what's going what. So first and foremost, I've taken the switch out because it's fucked, and we'll go into that in a second. That's the connectors to go onto the back of the switch. And then the next thing that happens is we've got a door switch out of the car here, and you can see you've got a purple live feed to it and an earth cable to it, and the contact is made on this little pin here, and they do corrode up and they do fur up. That one's not too bad. More often than not, you just have to kind of bend this tab a tiny bit. Don't go fucking berserk with it. Now, I don't have a puddle lamp on this door, so what I've been doing is just testing the voltage on it. Give me 1 second. Reconnect the battery. I was just about to shovel this back together again, and I thought, you might want to see this. The most bizarre bloody system for door switches ever. So we've got a nice little vomiter. Well, even got a light on it. I'm going to put the light on it, and you can sit down there. Can you see that? You can see that. Great, okie dokie. Now let's connect up the vomiter to the door loom, and you'll see we've got a nice 12.4 volts through to the door loom. Push the plunger, and that drops down to 0. Okay. Very, very, very slowly, didn't it? I suspect we've got some oddities in the loom here somewhere. It's probably because I've just given it a right proper good dousing with if I pull that wire off, so this is the positive wire here, take that wire off, but I still got voltage to some volts, not a lot though. Interesting. Right, over there you can see the puddle lights working on the door. You see that? See the red light? Sorry, you can see past the torch, which is shining straight at me. You can see the red puddle light over there. Now, I haven't obviously got the full card on, which is why I can't do quite such an easy test on this side. Now, what I'm going to do is pop this switch back in. Before you pop these switches back in the car, because you've got a live feed, you don't want to be going through 35 amp blow rating fuses left, right, and bloody centre. You have to disconnect the battery, because if that wire there touches the body, it will go and just blow the fuse. So let me pop that in. Now, they are a bit of a faff to get in and out. Just be aware of them. And they're unique to the Mark 1 stags. I'm sure other cars have got some as well, but early Range Rovers didn't have this kind of bizarre setup. What were you looking at the moment? I'm fighting to get this in the door. So, got the battery disconnected, and all I really do is push the 2 wires in first of all. They go in, and then swivel it around 90 degrees and push it upwards, because what we're trying to do now is get this bottom half of the switch in through the door. It's a lot easier putting it in than taking it out, I tell you. They're a faff to get out. Now, where's that tool? I'm shining my fucking face. There's the screw. And I want my screwdriver. Small screwdriver than that, Richard. Watch me drop this. I shall drop one. Oh, you see, it's kind of got like a little insulating plate behind it. But then it's earthed. Well, the plate is earthed through the screw anyway, so I think the little insulating plate is more of a vanity plate than anything else. Come on, Richard. It's because my hands are fucking frozen. There's still snow on the ground outside. I think we have highs, absolute proper highs of 4 degrees today, but I don't think we got anywhere near that. Right, here's the vomiter again. Let's put power on. We won't blow it. We haven't burned enough, so good. Right, puddle lights on the other side. Circuit's fine. Same trick. Connect up the purple wire to the positive feed, and we're getting 12 volts, depressing down to 0.2 volts. Okay? So we know that the switch is working. Sorry, we know the door courtesy switch is working. Now, next thing we need to do, let's go around the other side now, because we've probably got more access on the other side because we haven't got the steering wheel. But basically, we've got lights on the side of the centre console, which you'll see, and then we've also got lights up on the B post on the Mark 1 Series 1 Stag, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there'll be someone out there that's saying it's not a Mark 1, it's a Series 1. I don't care. Now, let's wander around over here. Let's get a lamp. There, put a lamp. There, that's not too bad, is it? Kind of see what's going on. Right, now, this little bundle of joy down here is the wires that goes to the back of the switch. Now, the reason I say the switch is fucked is because someone's obviously had a problem with the terminal and they've soldered a wire onto the back of it. Yeah, and when they soldered the wire onto there, they also managed to drop their soldering iron across the gear stick gate. You can see that because it's melted the plastic there. There's a bit of ham-fisted gibbery going on here. Let's get the circuit diagram. So really, the first and foremost, my boot. I can't fucking get in here. Let's move you into the... Stop. Right, so we've got an earth, just earthed the gear stick. Really, I just want to check that the two purple wires have got voltage. Purple, and that one's purple. Have both got voltage. Right, because the two purple wires going to the top of the switch just come from a generic purple loom. Okay. Now, there is also a purple feed goes into the courtesy switches and then through the puddle lamps. Now, neither puddle lamp is actually working at the moment. Console lamp, B post lamp. Puddle lamps are the ones on the door then. Right, okay, so puddle, as in you open the door and see puddles. So the puddle lamps are working. Sorry, Richard, you're talking bollocks. So we know the right-hand door switch and the right-hand puddle lamp, that one, is working. And we also know that the left-hand door switch and the left-hand puddle lamp is also working. So that's a purple slate wire that goes there. So purple slate here should also have voltage to it. Purple slate. There we are. Because that is the end of the circuit for the passenger door. And if I go to the driver's door, purple red should have voltage to it. And it does, 12.4 volts. Nice. Shame we haven't got this sort of voltage up by the bloody lights, I tell you. So both puddle lamp switches will have voltage as they go into the switch. So the purple slate, purple red. Purple orange is the B-post lamp. Now that is more of a kind of a standard setup. So basically, if I was to put the purple to the purple and orange, then I would see the B-post lamp and this little light come on here. And if I was to do exactly the same thing to purple white, this purple white is earthed through the B-post lamp and through the console lamp, which you see those two lights come on. So let's test the circuitry first of all, and then we're going to start digging into this switch and find out what sort of ham-fisted gibbonry has been going on in here. I suspect it could just be that the contacts are furred up, so before I start tearing it all apart, I will just give it a liberal dosing of contact cleaner and operate it. Because more often than not, that fixes it. Right, now what we actually need here is a small clip. I had a my brain does not work today, I'm afraid, folks. I'm sorry about this. There it is. Pop rivet is what I meant to say. Right, so let's go for this one first of all. So pop rivet into, quite a big pop rivet, that one. Let's go and find a smaller pop rivet. I mean, it will do for the purpose of this demonstration. So purple to purple white. We should get the lights on this side. So I'm looking really, when I do this, is I end up with B-post lights, but no puddle lights. It's not the brightest light on the B-post. I suspect the bulb is probably on its way out. Let's just try one of the other purples. Purple. Just check we haven't got a high resistance issue. In fact, what I could do is use that purple and just put the vomiter across it. Purple white. Volts 12.2, 12.3. So it's 0.1 of a volt drop. That's fine, happy with that. I think maybe just the bulbs are fucked. And then I got the other side, which is purple orange. Oh, right, I can see the puddle lights lit up. I can see that the B-post light is lit up much brighter. So the puddle light down here, see that? B-post light up there. So we've got a bulb out down here, by the looks of things, and then the rest of it is really going to be in the switch. So let's go and have a look at the switch, I think, next. Right, what are you looking at? You are looking at this. Right, okay, there we are. We'll work like that. Let's get the headphones out of the way, so we don't need those. The loop out of the way, which is great for reading parts diagrams, sorry, not parts diagrams, wiring diagrams, unless you blow them up like this. Don't need the lamp. Cool, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Richard. Oh yes, right. Oh yeah. Now, Mr. Switchy McSwitchface. So, basically, what this is telling me is that that wire and that wire, so that's the small thing I was looking for. That terminal, that terminal, that terminal, that terminal should be live. As long as the battery's connected, those four terminals will be live. When you open a door, I would guess that that one then feeds one of these two, which will go through to the B-post and the console lamp. And when you open that one, B-post and console lamp. And these two are only required for when you actually flick the switch. Okay, I think that's the way it works. So, we go over to my diagram, which I actually drew out. Oh, yes. These two here, so it's looking from the front of the switch, so we're looking at it like that. So the two purples at the top, and I think that all that happens is when you flick the switch into the on position, that one goes to there, that one goes to there, I don't know, we'll find out. When you open the door, however, that one is purple red, that was purple white, and we decided that purple white was purple slate, let's say, which is the left hand door switch. Purple red was from the right hand door switch. And then we have purple, white. No, we have two purple whites here. Purple slate, purple white. I have to work out which one's purple white. Well, that's very easy because the one that's got voltage will be purple white. But purple white is the left hand console at the post. The purple orange is the right hand console at the B post. So what I should be able to do is test continuity through this thing, really, shouldn't I? That would be the easiest way of doing it. Now, what we were going to do here is we were going to connect up the purple connector and one of these, and go to continuity on here, see which one goes open circuit. Yeah, more or less exactly as I predicted, so except the switches are upside down. So basically what I'm saying is that one there, that terminal there, when it's switches on, feeds this one here, and this terminal here, do a square around it, feeds that one there. Okay? Then what we've got is we have got, so the right hand solder connection, click onto that, needs to go to the right hand console, which is that one. So that ain't doing anything at all, is it? So that's not working. But if I check the continuity from the left door switch, which is the one that's not soldered, that one, and through to the left console, which is the top one here, switches off, but it isolates it as soon as I turn the switch on. So we've now got, the only fault we've got is in between this one, which is that soldered connection there, from the right hand door switch through to this one here, which is that one there. So when I connect these two together via my multimeter, I'm getting fuck all. That should be open circuit. Nothing. Oh, when I wiggle it around, it does something. Right, so let's, what are we going to do with this thing? It will come apart. It's a Lucas switch. What I don't want to do, you see, is dismantle it and find it ends up in a million bits all over the bloody floor, because that just will not be fun. I've probably got another one of these, but now you can see there's a lug there. You can see there's a lug there. I'll probably be able to push the guts of the switch out of the big housing it's in. There we are. And then we've got the actual rocker part of it. And we've got a tab on the top there and a tab on the bottom. I can see there's two big plungers and we've got these slug things in there. It's fairly typical Lucas switch of its era. So we're opening it up from the top. All I need to do really is release the side of the switch from the pivots that runs through the middle. This may work, it may not. We've got fuck all to lose because the switch doesn't work at the moment. I mean, I could bodge it, I suppose, to reverse these connectors on the bottom, so that when you open the driver's door, the bloody lights come on. Right, now that switch comes off there, and underneath you can see we've got these two kind of slidey plunger bits. This is the bit I was talking about. And all this does is this just actuates the rocker inside. This is absolutely filthy. So I suspect we found the problem. And then in here, we have got that one goes on that side, which is badly bent, and that one goes on that side. And in here you can see all the crap on those contacts. So I think first and foremost, electrical contact cleaner. Now the good news is this stuff is full. There's my fingers. Got these contacts in here. A bit on the burnt side. They're actually cleaning up quite nicely. Probably brake cleaner is much the same as this electrical contact cleaner. Maybe it does exactly the same job. Oh, that's different. I can actually see what's going on in there now. The small brush, I think, the small nylon brush would have been easier to use than this feather, but it's doing the job. Contact down there has got some heavy deposit on it. You can see where the carbon has been building up over the years. So we'll do that. More spray. Brush. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Right, now, got these two rockers. Now basically what happens is as this pivots backwards and forwards, it should join up. In here, it's going to effectively, when this rocks, it looks like it is joining that one, which is from the door switch, to that one, which is the door pillar switch. And then when you rock it, it tilts the other way and joins up the kind of the live supply to the door pillar switch. So the only thing that will not come on when you turn the switch on the console is the puddle lights on the doors. Just scrape this before this carbon off. It's actually quite crunchy carbon. This copper, quite gentle, just very, very, very gently. Right, so next, go over this, give this a clean. So we've got all the contacts on the end there, and there. Those are the ones that sit on top of the copper connectors down here. Give it a blue paper. Now I've got a feeling that should not be bent like that. I've got a feeling that should be straight. I'll check it out in a second because I can't see how it's going to work otherwise. Let's do that. Now, if I position that in there, this was from the side that wasn't working. Yeah, I can't see how that would work if it was bent. I think it has to be straight. That's going to go in there. Clean it up. I haven't got steel wool here, unfortunately. So steel wool is marvellous for cleaning these contacts. I can see already it's coming through. Like I say, more often than not, you've got bugger all to lose by putting one of these things apart, but it isn't working properly. Because you're not exactly going to make the situation worse, are you? Well, I suppose that if you completely gnarled it up and you rendered it completely inoperative, then yes. So amount of current goes through this thing. You'll probably find all the switches in this car are this sort of basic. Now, we've got that. So balance that rocker back on there again. Easy. Balance that one back on there again. So I'm putting it so the dimples are facing down against the contacts. Okay. And then put this back. Now remember, we had a lug at the top. I know that's the top because I've got the solid wire at the bottom. Both have stayed in there. The switch is working. Behave itself. It's actually going to do it. Right. So let's check again. So we've got continuity. Come on, Mr. Peter, honeycomb. So we decided that one went to this one when the switch was on. That's working. And left hand was the one that wasn't soldered. That's working. That's on. Then we've got the other one, which is to that contact there. That's doing nothing now. Well, what is the one there? I might have wired it to the wrong one, sorry. This is why I put from the front, because it's easy to get confused looking at the switch from the back, but obviously when I'm looking at the wires, I drew the wires out as they came off in the order as if you're looking at from the front. Use whatever mechanism works for you. Oh. Right, that's working now. So basically from the door puddle is working. If I switch the switch on, it disables that circuit. I think that's fixed that. I'm going to put this back together again. So we've got the wiring all back in. I can see already that the puddle light has come on down here, and also over my shoulder here you can see that the doorpost light has come on. And if I push the button, that goes off. Does it go off? Puddle light went off. So those two are working. If I open the other door, reaching across, you can see the puddle light's gone on and the B-post light is very, very faint. We've got a problem with the light down here. If I flick the switch to turn the lights on, B-post has gone on both sides and stays on, and puddle light's on. So I think the switch is working now. We've just got a couple of bulb issues. That bulb over there is nowhere near as bright as this one here. I'll double check it. As far as I can see, that is all in good order. The only thing I need to do is where this connector down here, let's put the camera there, but where this connector joins on, there's a spade going into a blade, and it's all a bit kind of open really, and there's bare metal under here, so I don't quite understand why that wasn't insulated, but it's gonna be insulated. That's easy enough. I've got a bit of insulation tape here. I'll wrap that around that joint there, and I think that has got the lights working. Just need to change a couple of bulbs. Right, okay, we're having amusing times here with the indicators. Were working beautifully, apparently. I haven't seen them ever working beautifully, but I believe my customer, he says they weren't doing that. Now, both sides, all the bulbs are lighting up, but obviously we've got something that's gone a bit dodgy. So I'm thinking, right, okay, this is a bit weird. First and foremost, I was finding that we've got a flasher unit up here. Oh, that's weird. What's that then? So that's this little fella. That's what's making the clicking noises. Quick phone call to the customer. Says, ah, yes, this thing's got hazard lights fitted. Okay, hazard lights are slightly slower, but not a lot. Same click. And then we go into the footwell. So how can we do this? Can we get up here and see what's going on? Sort of. Would it be easier down through there? No, let's do it this way. So basically up against the relay board is this chap, Hazard Relay. It's got its original flasher unit in here, but then it's got this bloody great big Hazard diode over here. I think really these two wires here, I think it's the green and pink and the green and brown are the two that need to go to the flasher unit. So that's the two I'm going to put onto the flasher unit. And see if we can get the flasher unit working. If we can, I'm inclined to think there's something gone berserk inside that relay there. Now, one of the things that I do kind of love about this kind of work, I mean, look at that. I don't know what's going on in here. Every single wire is blue. There's a white wire there that's been chopped. I don't know. Honestly, your guess is as good as mine as to what is going on in here. So I'm going to unplug, I think, the two wires and put them onto the flasher unit, and we'll see if we can get it working. Now, I think that I really should get the wiring diagram, shouldn't I? It'd be a lot easier. Let me go and get the wiring diagram. Where are we? So, indicator. Let's put my teeth in. Light dimming. Panel restart, instrument implementation, main bit horn push, turn signal switch, turn signal flashing at 65, 66, 66, 65. So I'm looking for a light green slate and a green and brown by the looks of things, which need to go into the flasher unit. And we'll see if we just take those two off, whether that corrects the issue with the high-speed flash. I don't know what will have caused it. I mean, obviously I've been changing fuses and so forth, but could just be that that device has finally said, enough! Send me back to China, from whence I come. Right, so what was that? That was light green, slate, and green and brown. Let's go and have a look. Take a bit of paper with me because I'll just write down where we are with it at the moment in case I have to reinstate it for some reason. It's back to Richard's preference here of back to factory. You ever have a problem? Back to factory. I don't mean take it back to the factory, I mean put it back to the spec that it left the factory. Pop rivets, go in there. Sorry, I'm blanking all the fucking light out because my torch is just permanently in my way or flashing in my face. Right, there we go. Join those two wires together. Ignition on. So we're getting just a static light now. Static light, thus indicating that the problem is probably in our flasher unit. Dare I take the fucker apart? So what we'll do first of all, we used to call it the 6-inch drop test. And that's where you just, if you had a computer that had an intermittent fault, then we used to give it a 6-inch drop test. Yeah, I think there's a fault in this. But it's bad news, isn't it? I'm going to get a flasher unit tomorrow morning before the sodding MOT at 10 o'clock. Let's go and see if we can pull this thing apart on the bench. Ignition off. Key out. Oh, shame. It's the sort of thing, I've got thousands of these bloody things down in Devon. Trying to get my container relocated up here for something less than... One joke has come up with £1,000. I don't think he wants the business. Now, it looks like I've just got an alloy casing here. It's clearly designed to be taken apart. What I might do is actually just get rid of this bit of paper here because this is what I was building the carbs on. And it's just covered in crap. That should get down there. Right. Probably want a screwdriver. Now, sometimes you can just get in there, like that, bend the casing, and like that. Just work my way along to it. That's done those two. I'll be able to straighten it all out. But if it's fucked, then I've lost nothing really, have I? I suppose I could always get the flasher unit out of my Stag. That would be a good way to test it, wouldn't it? Right, now, the whole flasher unit thing comes out. So there we are. Oh, it's all looking a bit crunchy in here, isn't it? Little bits of plastic and all sorts of shit in here. Don't actually know how it's supposed to work, so let's just give it a good dousing with the electrical cleaner, because I can't see any problem with that. But the fact it's not clicking would suggest that perhaps the contact in here is died. Let's get the loop, see if we can see. Yeah, I think the contact's burnt out on it. I just think it's too old. Can't tell, getting this close to the electrical contact cleaner is amusing. That's actually lifted it off. This solenoid here is burnt underneath there. Let me just, if I come up a bit closer to the light, I'm up here now. Yeah, the top of the solenoid is burnt, like it's been arcing out on it. And I think it's started to arc. Whether it's completely dead or not, I don't know. Basically, this plate here was stopped to the top of that. So I've lifted it clear of it now, but I don't know if that's going to help or not. In fact, on the inside here, you can see where it's been arcing across. Wow, I've got nothing to lose really, have I? Let's go and line it back up in the car and see if we can get it to work. Otherwise, I shall get the flasher unit out of my Stag and I'll use that. Bom, 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 bom. Particularly old Lucas 9FL 12V 12A Flash Max Blah torch. Right, so it's connecting back on to the loom again. Ignition. And now we're getting nothing at all. I think that's fucked really. And I've probably not helped it really, have I? Oh, that's interesting. If I touch the plate, touch, 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 I just think it's utterly shazzed out. Oh, hello. The torch has gone flat. Let's go and put the other torch. Right, okay. Now, oh, that might just then have, I think this wire here just glowed. I think we've got a dead flasher unit. I mean, that's the noise it should be making. When I do that, the indicators are working. So I think we need to get another flasher unit. It's as simple as that. No point fucking around with this. We could, in theory, now we know it's the flasher unit that's fucked, we could actually just put the wiring back onto this fella onto there, and that one went on to, right, that's all of those, and then those two wires I think went straight to the, fucking bizarre setup, really is. Right, I need to screw that back onto the relay panel, which I think is that screw there. And then I'm going to have to go and see if I can find a flasher unit. Go to Halfords, I suppose. Amuse them. I'm after a flasher unit. Yeah, what's your reg number, mate? No, just a flasher unit. 12-volt flasher unit. Yeah, we need your reg number, mate. No, just give me a flasher unit. Yeah, we can't do that without the reg number, mate. Silly arselingtons.